What's going on, guys? My name's Eric, and just wanted to review what I've got going on at my 2005 RX8. It's kind of a weird swap. That's kind of what I'm known for doing. Never really get 100% done, but I at least go as far as my car ADHD will let me. So what I've got is this right here. It's a Mazda Rx8. It's got the AR5 Solstice engine in it. 2.4 liter LE5. I've got the factory GM pedal in there. And it did run until I got a little distracted with this thing over here. It happens. So I was using the stock clutch master. I think was going to work. Never did verify that, but it was all hooked up. AR5. I got these terribly made engine mount brackets here, but kind of bolts to the side here, dodges the dipstick, but it does bolt to the factory rubber mounts of the RX8. In order to do that, I did have to trim this part of the steering rack mount down, but then I used a hole existing in here to kind of run a bolt through with these lower relocation mount brackets that I made. I think it was like a 2-inch drop from OEM bolt hole location, and I used, I think it was like a 3/4 inch spacer. That might have been an inch, I don't remember. Whatever kind of standard stuff guys use, you could probably just buy the CX Racing or something. That's what this steering shaft extender is from. Yeah, so I use the RX8 factory hub that came off of the rotary here with the trigger wheel. So your tack will work and your electric steering works. I made a crappy bracket here that mounted the crank sensor that would read this. It did work. That was like the only thing that did work when this thing ran. Kind of weird. I'll go over that in a second. But this is an LE5. It did have a turbo. It was this ZZP manifold right here. Not exactly ideal, but I used this 5056 eBay turbo. There's the LE5 intake, which, as you can see, the Ecotec does sit at an angle. I think that's how they're supposed to sit, which actually helps because the intake that lives right here, I had to unbolt this ABS module here and just kind of shove it as far over as I could. I didn't have to do anything else, but it barely fit enough to where it wouldn't hit anything. But yeah, you can still get to the oil filter back here with the intake on. It's tight fit. This wiring mess and stuff looked a lot better with it all together, but did have to trim the firewall a little bit. Yeah, the only thing I really had to modify with the oil pan was this right here with the AC compressor, like bottom bolt right there. This little notch, so it cleared the steering rack. But there was an AC compressor for the Ecotec stock one that lived right there, and the alternator and everything. So if I got far enough, I could do some AC in this. There was room for a hose and everything. I just never got to that. Yeah, with that manifold and such, I trimmed, again, afterthought of a lot of this stuff here, just trying to get it in there, slam it together. This notch out of the frame rail. Obviously, somebody else could do a better job than that, but I'll be fixing that later. But I did not use the Ecotec stock hole for the turbo drain. That's like part of the block. I actually just did it into the pan right there. Again, using this side mount, goes to the rubber mount for the RX8 stock mount. And then I had a 3-inch downpipe V-band right here. And then heater hoses and everything pretty much just kind of looped into where they were. And yeah, I actually had the filter side of the turbo kind of come underneath here along underneath this part here and kind of elbow in, and then it went into here. I've got a little red coupler here and then at 90s, and then I've got a filter that lives right here for the turbo, so it all looked like it worked pretty good. My dilemma was that my HP tuners just kept not reading any kind of data when I would start the car. It would run, it ran to like 2 grand, and then it would just, well, for one, it wouldn't shut off with a key, which was weird. I think I had an idea about that, but then, yeah, I didn't have RPM signal, I didn't read anything, map sensor, nothing, wasn't reading, so I'm like, you know what, I just don't feel like dealing with this thing anymore. I'm just going to go LS because that's what I was going to do anyway. I just kind of stumbled into this deal. A lot of guys do the K-series swaps, and they're talking about stupid money getting those going. Got those custom adapters, all that crazy stuff. This is just a Solstice drivetrain, you know, all factory parts, little custom mount here and there. All in, I'm probably $3,000, maybe $4,000 a total. That's engine, transmission, wiring, accessories, turbo, injectors, fuel lines, everything, you name it. I'm a budget guy. I think that might even be including the car, which I bought for $1,800 and then sold the rotary that was low on compression for $1,000. And yeah, so overall, I'm not too much money in this anyway. I'm actually probably going to pull this engine and put it in my dad's MG once I have time to actually diagnose the wiring. But I'm more of an LS guy, always have been. I know that's overplayed now, but I've been doing them for, I don't know, 15 years now. So it's what I know, and I've never had a turbo one, which is what I'm doing with this car. And I'm going to try to have kind of the best of everything if I can, with AC and boost and V8 cam chop, and hopefully it is what I want it to be. And if not, well, then maybe I'll sell it too like I do everything else, but hopefully not. So anyway, there wasn't a lot of information out there about this. Sorry for the long video, but yeah, any questions, let me know. It was all pretty straightforward and cheap stuff if you're willing to put in the time. I don't really have a lot of time doing this either, and kind of my spare time. So, oh yeah, this is actually an SRT4 neon intercooler that actually was like almost perfect to like make everything work with my charge piping. It went right up here with the intake, and then there was just like 1 or 2 bends right here into the turbo. So yeah, hopefully this helps somebody trying to keep their RX8 on the road for cheap. You know, it's an option that might be able to be done even cheaper, and you know, if you really work at it, I don't know, but that was just the deals I got. So let me know what you think. Thanks.